What's up guys, Sam Adams here. It's a light week, so let's just jump right into it. No, I mean, cut the intro, cut all that stuff out. We're just jumping in right here. The first game that we have this week is Yooka-Laylee, coming to the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Yooka-Laylee is an all-new open-world platformer from key creative talent behind the Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong Country games. Explore huge, beautiful worlds, meet and beat an unforgettable cast of characters, and hoard a vault load of shiny collectibles as buddy duo Yooka, the green one, and Laylee, the wisecracking bat with the big nose, embark on an epic adventure to thwart corporate creep, capital B, and his devious scheme to absorb all the world's books, my god this sounds lame, and convert them into pure profit. Using their arsenal of special moves, our heroes will tackle a huge variety of puzzles and platforming challenges in their search for Peggies, the golden bounty used to unlock and expand stunning new worlds, so how you kind of unlock new sections of the map. Each jammed to the gills with oddball characters, hulking bosses, minecart challenges, arcade games, quiz shows, multiplayer games, and much more. Yooka-Laylee was funded on Kickstarter in June 2015, raising an incredible 2.1 million euros from more than 80,000 backers. Yooka-Laylee remains the most funded UK game Kickstarter ever. Okay, so this game exists purely for nostalgia's sake in my opinion, because you do have games like Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong Country that have really significant meaning for a lot of people, and so to kind of bring back that feeling with some of the creative minds behind those games that we all played back in the day is something that appealed to a lot of people, in fact over 80,000, bringing in more than $2.6 million in US currency. That's a lot of cash. Now of course, as you would expect, if you love the feel of Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong Country, you are going to enjoy what Yooka-Laylee brings to the table more than likely. However, I would branch out to say that if you enjoyed games like Viva Pinata, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, and of course the ever-encompassing king of them all, Attacking the Power of Juju, not really, you're probably going to enjoy this because it is genuinely a classic 3D platformer. It is worth mentioning that as far as reviews go, it's kind of clocking in at about a 3 or 3.5 out of 5, so it's not exactly what everyone had hoped that the game would be, but I have seen some pretty stellar reviews of the product, and really, whenever you have a Kickstarter that is backed this much and has this much hype behind it, there is inevitably going to be some level of disappointment, so you kind of have to just take that into consideration and roll with whatever they end up popping out of this Kickstarter. Also, one more thing, it is coming to the Nintendo Switch later on this summer, as fast as they can possibly make the port, but don't rush it guys, we don't want just a steaming pile of we do want a good game on the Switch, so if you have a Nintendo Switch and you think this game would be right at home on it, if you wait, I would say between 2 and 3 months, you'll probably end up getting exactly what you want. Moving right along to a game that I was thinking about not including, but it seems like it's actually pretty cool, and it is A Rose in the Twilight, which is coming to the PlayStation Vita and the PC. A girl with a cursed thorn upon her back, a round giant with a big swirl. The two awaken in a ruined dungeon where they help each other progress through the castle, but the girl is unaware of the cruel fate that awaits her. A Rose in the Twilight is a puzzle platformer game. The main character, Rose, awakens in an ancient castle void of color and time. The player must utilize both Rose's ability to control blood and time, Thorn Power as it's called, and the super strength of the giant she meets along her journey. Now before today, whenever I was doing my research for what games are coming out this week, I had never even heard of this game, but it really did catch my eye because it kind of has an escape plan kind of vibe going for it. Because if you don't remember Escape Plan, I think it was one of the first games that came to the PlayStation Vita, and I think it was shown off before it came out. But pretty much you had two characters, little and large, and they both had respective abilities that helped them solve puzzles throughout the entire game. So pretty much the main two powers that you have here are Thorn Power, which primarily consists of being able to stop time, and then you have this giant that helps you move big objects along the way. Now on top of that, there is also this Blood Power, which pretty much just gives you backstory, and whenever you absorb blood like some kind of strange tampon girl in the world, you do get a little bit of the backstory because you see the memories of the person whose blood that belongs to, so therefore you get a little bit of story incorporated in there with some pretty stellar gameplay of what I've seen, and it looks to be one of the best games coming out in 2017 for the PlayStation Vita. Albeit there aren't many of them, it does look to be one of the best in my opinion. Now, of course, on PC, you can take this one at face value. If you like this kind of thing, you might enjoy it. If you don't like this kind of thing, you probably shouldn't buy it. But as far as PlayStation Vita owners go, I think this is going to be a pretty good game. Now, don't quote me on that. It could still tank. You never know. But it just looks cool. The third game of the day is the Sexy Brutale, which is coming to the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Set during a single, endlessly looping day within the Sexy Brutale, a stately English mansion converted into a bizarre casino and named by the enigmatic Marquis, players take on the role of elderly priest Lafcadio Boone. To progress, Boone must hide, watch, and learn the colorful stories of the other guests at the ball in order to save them from the grisly deaths at the hands of the mansion's staff. By discovering the key moments and methods of how each guest can be saved and gaining occult-seeming powers linked to their mask, Lafcadio is able to explore deeper and deeper into the mysteries of the mansion's past and inhabitants to uncover the truth hidden at the heart of the Sexy Brutale. Okay, so for those that were not paying attention to how this game works, what I gather is that you play as Boone, and pretty much you just have to hide in a cupboard, a closet, a wardrobe. If you find Narnia, that's your own prerogative. You just have to wait and see how someone dies, because it will repeat over and over again, because that's how the days work in the Sexy Brutale. Clever hiding of the game mechanic there, guys, but you can figure out how they die, you can stop that from happening, and you get a little bit of backstory sprinkled in there. On to the criticism. The frame rate does not look that great in the trailer. Now, I watched it through the PlayStation official page, I watched it through another trailer version that I saw that wasn't PlayStation, I watched it through the Steam store itself, and the frame rate just doesn't look solid. Now, that might be a problem with the video that was sent to these various locations, that might be a problem with the game itself, we don't really know. But what I do know, and of course you might not care about this, but Jim Sterling, one of the hardest critics out there on YouTube in my opinion, he just tears apart games, and he is set to tear this one apart probably by the time this video goes live Monday at 9 a.m. So keep an eye on Jim Sterling's channel, because he'll be talking more about the Sexy Brutale. This simply does not look to be my kind of game. I probably won't ever end up playing this in my entire life, but it looked pretty interesting. It was a big release for this week, and I thought that I would at least let you guys know about it so we can all watch it either really blow away everyone's expectations or completely flop together. And finally, Stardew Valley, the Collector's Edition, is coming to the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One in a little physical condition. You've inherited your grandfather's old farm plot in Stardew Valley. Armed with hand-me-down tools and a few coins, you set out to begin your new life. Can you learn to live off of the land and turn these overgrown fields into a thriving home? It won't be easy. Ever since Joja Corporation came to town, the old ways of life have all but disappeared. The community center, once the town's most vibrant hub of activity, now lies in shambles, but the valley seems full of opportunity. With a little dedication, you might just be the one to restore Stardew Valley to greatness. The Collector's Edition will include a disc version of the game, a copy of its soothing soundtrack, as well as 2 physical goodies, a condensed mini version of Kari Fry's gorgeous Stardew Valley handbook, and a map of Pelican Town. And y'all know your boy loves a map. Okay, so for those that have already purchased the game and have played it, there is no reason to go out and get this Collector's Edition. It does not have a giant statue. It does not have some kind of farming utensil. It's pretty much just a copy of the game and a couple of bells and whistles. So you do get the physical version of the game, which is great for those newcomers that are playing on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. But on top of that, you get the soundtrack, you get the guide, which is actually kind of handy, I will admit that. And then on top of that, you get the map. And I love maps. That's just my kind of thing. I have a couple of maps here and there scattered around the room. But that being said, it's not one of those where you have to go out and get it now because you're such an avid collector. It's not really that cool. It's more just has a little bit of added utility, so to speak. So there you guys have it. Hope you have enjoyed this edition of The Drop. If you did, drop me a like down below, and be sure to head over there and check out my new vlogging channel, which isn't vlogs anymore. It's mainly me talking about politics and world standings and things along those lines, because I have ideas up here and they need to be out there. So yeah, if you're into that kind of thing, you can hang around for those conversations. But of course, check out more of my gaming content right here on this channel. But I've been rambling too much. As for right now, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for watching this particular video. I will talk to you soon. Peace.